Hey everybody, what's going on? What's going on? Special impromptu live stream. Thanks for joining me. We already got 20 some odd people here, which is very, very cool. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me okay, and we'll jump in to the chat in a second. Hope everybody is doing well. Thanks so much for joining me. This is going to be real fun. This is going to be really cool. Hopefully I'm going to give you guys and show you guys something that you're going to find extremely helpful, and something that is really going to help you down the road, if you're into maybe getting a new piece of studio gear, so on and so forth. I want to show you a very cool website that I think, in my mind, is a game changer. And I'm going to walk you through the website, show you how cool it is. You'll be able to go there and test things for yourself. So it's going to be a lot of fun. This is cool. This is going to be a very cool thing. So I hope everybody is doing well. Before we get started, quickly scrolling across the bottom of the screen, we're doing a special live stream tonight, an unscheduled live stream. So we're going to have a special 50% discount on all the live mixing series courses and Mixing Made Easy Volume 4. But it's only for tonight. After this broadcast, I think midnight tonight, that coupon code will no longer work. So the coupon code, as you see it going across the screen, is special 50 for our special live stream broadcast. I wanted to put some courses on sale for you guys. One night, special 50, put it at checkout, any of the live mixing series, and especially Mixing Made Easy Volume 4. If you haven't picked that up yet, you really ought to check that out. It's very, very cool, where it's the battle of the plugins, stock versus third-party plugins, something that has not really been done before. I think you're really going to like that one. So go get it right now while you're watching this. Open up another browser. Go to homerecordingmadeeasy.com, special 50, any of the live mixing series, Mixing Made Easy Volume 4. Very cool. Also, make sure you subscribe to all of the social media stuff, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, yada, yada, yada. So now let's jump on over into the chat room. Let me see who's here, and then we're going to get started. We're going to wait a couple minutes. We have 27 people here, and then we're going to jump in, and I'm going to show you this really cool thing. But let me say hi to everybody in the chat here. So let's see. We have Mitty C's here. What's up? We have Bop Studios here. What's going on? Glenn's here. Hey, Glenn. Alberto's here. Hey, Alberto. Long time no see. How are you? Steve is here. Glenn is here. Randall is here. Jim is here. Hi, everybody. Bob is here from Texas, not Rexus. Cool. That's really cool. Thanks so much for joining me. Again, if this is your first time on one of our live streams, make sure you say that in the chat. Let us know if this is the first time you're joining a live stream. If it is, this week, when is it? Friday, I think. It'll come out in an email. The live mixing series, Volume 5, Part 4, where we're going to finish up the mix from last week, is going to happen this week. You should see that in your email box any day. I think it's Friday we're going to do it. And all my MixingMadeEasy.net members will be doing a live stream tomorrow night, making up for last week. Last week, I had some technical issues and had to reschedule everything. We had some internet and networking issues in this part of our state, so internet was kind of wonky, and that means I couldn't do any of the live streams last week. So I apologize for that, but I appreciate you guys joining me tonight. John is here. David's here. What's up, David? From California. Cool. Sling Traders here. Hey, what's up? Nashville Licks is here. Hey, Nashville Licks, what's going on, man? So that's really cool. Let's see. You're a first timer, David. Welcome to the homerecordingmadeeasy.com family, and thanks for joining me on this live stream. If you're not already hooked up on my email list over at homerecordingmadeeasy.com, go do that right now while you're watching this. Open up another web browser, because you're going to get emails from me about the live streams that I have coming up this week. You'll get special deals on all the training courses and coupons that are not made available to the general public, especially with Hint. Black Friday coming up pretty soon. A lot of sales are going to be going on, so make sure you're on the email list if you're not already. Plus, you get 5 free training courses when you sign up anyway, so go do that. Really, really cool. All right, man. So let's see. Alfredo is here. Hey, Dave from New York. Hey, man, you're right down the street from me, a couple hours away. Really, really cool. Okay, so we got 29 people. So I know you want to know, the clickbait title live stream. This is the special event here that we're going to show you something that is truly a game changer. And I really believe that it is. I think you're really, really going to dig this. Now, hopefully, a lot of you haven't heard of this. I just got turned on to this by someone else on YouTube, and I wanted to share it with you. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you, and we're going to check out this website. Let me get over here, and we're going to get up here so you guys can, hopefully will see me in a second and you'll see the screen. Let me get some cans on here because we're going to need this. So if you're not listening to this or watching this live stream, in your studio or somewhere where you have a decent set of headphones or studio monitors. If you have the opportunity to do that, go do that. So if you're watching it on a mobile device or something and you have the ability to jump into your home studio, you may want to do that, because you'll get the biggest benefit from this demonstration. Okay, here we go. So if you go ahead and try to take a moment, get off your mobile device, get to somewhere where you have a good set of cans or a good set of studio monitors. And then we'll do a Q&A session after this. We'll talk about this demonstration. So if you're coming into the chat a few minutes late, I will get to all of you. Hold your questions. So I wanted to show you something that's really cool. And the first thing I want to do is I want to make sure I give credit to where credit is due. That this was turned on. I was turned on to this website by Graham over at the Recording Revolution. He posted this video a few days ago. I've never heard of this thing, and I took a look at this and said, this is a game changer. He was super excited when he showed a demonstration of it, and I got doubly excited when I saw the potential of this, and I wanted to pass it along to all of you. So thank you, Graham, for turning me on to this. This is a website called Audio Test Kitchen, okay? And here is at the top of the screen here, you can I don't know how well you can see it. Audiotestkitchen.com is the name of the website. You may want to bring it up on a browser yourself, open up another window, bookmark the page, because you're definitely going to want to later on, after we're done with this broadcast and maybe over the next few days, you're going to want to go play with this, because I can't possibly show you everything here all in one sitting, okay? And what this website does is you can compare, and I'm going to let you listen to a quick 1-minute video here in a second, but this website gives you the ability to compare, as it says here on the screen, 300 microphones all in real time on the same audio source, so you can compare the differences for yourself on what microphones sound like on the same source, and you can compare A and B them. And this company, and I'm going to show you the video. It's easier for me to show you this. Hopefully you guys will be able to hear this. We're going to play. This is a 1-minute little video. You could go watch this on your own as well. But I want to go ahead and I want to play this so you can kind of get a feel for, from a technical standpoint, how they actually captured and measured these microphones so you can hear them in the most accurate way possible. So let's listen to this little video. Then we're going to come back. I'm going to walk you through how you use the website. So here, let's watch this. Hopefully you'll be able to hear this. Hopefully. It's waiting for you. Okay, it's a YouTube video. Okay, hold on. Okay, let's see if this will work. If not, I'll explain it to you, but it should. Okay, it's uploading 75%. Okay, this is only, like I said, a 1-minute little demonstration. Here we go. Hopefully you'll be able to hear it. Come on, come on. Come on, come on. Here we go. Okay, ready? Watch this little video.
What if there were a place to compare the sound of all the gear you need to capture your sound? It would be the perfect showroom, limitless, free, and totally unbiased, where you can trust your ears. That place now exists. Welcome to Audio Test Kitchen. For the debut gear category, we captured one of the most important, large diaphragm condenser microphones. In partnership with 60 manufacturers and a world-renowned audio development lab, we recorded 250 microphones on 10 sources and 6 vocalists in 4 genres to reveal their true personalities. Through our science and custom audio comparison website, you will discover and compare the right microphone for your next purchase or project, or simply enjoy exploring the sonic possibilities. It's your sound. Do your own taste test at audiotestkitchen.com.
Okay, so what these cats did, hopefully you guys can hear that audio okay. What these guys did is they went through with a bunch of, scientific, in a very scientific way, with really high-end gear in really controlled environments, professional studios, and they recorded these particular microphones, all 300 microphones, again, as you saw in the video, on the same sources, so we could go in and we can compare them and listen to them and A/B them. This is a great way to be able to, if you're in the market for a new microphone, and we're going to do this in a second, what do they sound like? What are the differences? Really, really cool. Now they started, and this is a new website, they started with 300 large diaphragm condenser microphones, as you saw in the video. But what they are going to be doing as we scroll down here, what I've learned is that what's coming up next and what they're going to be doing, and you can go to the website, read all the dialogue. They're also going to be doing in the future outboard gear and software, more types of different microphones, guitars and pedals, drums and cymbals, and any gear that makes or shapes sound. So think about the possibilities. When we get through the microphones, you'll see the power of this, where they can do this with outboard preamps, outboard compressors and equalizers, where if you're in the market for a piece of gear, if you want to hear what's the difference between one piece of gear and another, you can do this all on this website. Okay, very, very cool. So let me demonstrate how this works. So you're going to go out to audiotestkitchen.com. And in order to use this and sample it, you need to create an account. Now the account is completely free, so there's nothing to pay for. I already did this once, but we're going to go over here. You're going to come up here and click the go button. Okay, and then it's going to bring you to probably a login screen. Okay, now I've already logged in once before, but you'll ask you for a profile, create username and a password, that type of thing. Again, there's no cost at all for it. And then you have an account. When you have an account, let me see if it's logged into my account here. Yes, it is. I'm going to sign out and log back in just so you can see the walkthrough of this. Let's see here. Okay, kept me in there. Okay, never mind. So when you create an account and log in, you're going to come to this screen here. Okay, I'm going to walk you through the layout of this thing. So the first thing we can take a look at over here, and hopefully you can see this okay, in the top left hand over here where I'm on the search bar, this little search tool. Oh, now it wants me to log in again. Okay, great. You probably did. I was playing with this before, so it didn't see. Okay, so I'm going to log in, and they're going to come to this screen here. I'm glad. Okay, so when you create a username and password, you're going to come to this screen here, and we're going to create a new session. Okay, so we're going to click on the new session. And we can name the session here because you can save different sessions if you want to compare different types of gear, different types of microphones, you'll see. So let's call this test session 1. And if I can spell session correctly, that would be helpful. Here we go. Test session 1. Okay, so now here's the blank session. Now this is how this works. We have the ability to pick out of their 300 and some odd microphones, 5 different microphones that we can A/B side by side. Now, the way you do that, if you come down here to where the search tool is, as I just showed you a second ago, click on search. Here's all the different microphones. Now, I'm going to zoom up on this a little so you can see it, hopefully a little bit better. And they have all the major, is my scroll bar going to work here with the live stream on? Oh, you can't be serious. Sometimes with OBS, when you have OBS, certain internet features don't work very well, or certain keyboard features. Let me see. Are you kidding? I'm not going to be able to scroll? Well, that's going to be a real drag, isn't it? Okay, let's do it from here. Here's all the microphones here. And if we scroll down, they're all in alphabetical order. They have everything from ADKs, advanced audio, AKG, 214s. And they have the price points underneath of what the average price is in US dollars to pay for that microphone. And as we scroll down, you'll see they have, every brand under the sun. They have Antelopes. They have... let's see other ones here. They have Astrons. They have Audio Technicas, Blues, all the Blue Bottle stuff. They have everything. And what you could do is you go through and you select microphones that you want to kind of compare. Okay, now what we can do, and one way to do this easily, so I want to show you how this works. We come over here to the top where it says search filters and click on search filters, and you can search by price range. You can search by features and specs. Very, very cool. So let's say, for example, I wanted to get a tube microphone between $500 and $1,000. You would click off 500 and 1,000. We want a tube microphone. You apply that filter, and it's going to show you only those microphones here. Okay? And then you can pick the microphones and you can drop them into these 5 slots up here. Okay? So what I want to do is I want to just pick, and this is a great experiment, where I want to pick, I'm going to pick 5 microphones in 5 different price ranges, and we're going to listen to the differences between something that's between $100 versus, say, a $5,000 microphone, and hear what the differences are. And it's going to get into more detail here as well. It just scratches the surface here. So I'm going to start off with the, let's say, $0 to $100 microphones, and we're not going to pick any different type. Anything at $0 to $100. So here's the 5 microphones they have that they've done. Sterling Audio, Audio Technica, an IK Multimedia, an MXL, this is a very popular one, and then another Sterling Audio, different model number. So let's check the MXL because that's a common one that a lot of home studios use. And you can put this thing into what they call the cupboard. And it's a kitchen, right? The test kitchen. So we're going to put that into our cupboard. Okay. You can see the microphone went away. If I click right beneath the search tool here, you'll see the little icon that says cupboard. If I click on cupboard, you can see that my MXL microphone is now in my cupboard. So we'll go back to the search tool again. We're going to come back over to our filters. And now we're going to pick something between, let's say, 500 and 1,000, or no, 100 to 500. We'll pick 100 to $500. And here's all their microphones from $100 to $500. Okay, and again, they have every brand under the sun, but we can take a look at maybe something common. They have Lewitt mics, which are really cool. They have other MXL microphones, Mojave Audios, which are really nice. So let's pick something that's between 400 and 500. This is from 100 to 500. But let's pick something, I don't know. We'll scroll down here. Get some Rode stuff as well. SE Electronics. They got Shure's. They have the Beta 27, which is really cool. Here's a good one. The Shure KSM32 is another real popular microphone. So we'll put that in our cupboard. Okay. Now we'll come back to our search filter. We'll come over and we'll get something from, let's say we have 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say from $500 to $1,000 microphone. Okay. And let's pick something, $500 to $1,000. So let's get something closer to the $1,000 mark. Here's Warm Audio's microphone. They're U87. They have a U47, kind of their take on the Neumanns. They even have the Slate Digital VMS microphones, which are kind of cool, the modeling mics. But you can go through and you can pick anything. But let's pick, let's say the Warm Audio. Let's go check that one out. Let's say the Warm Audio. Where is that one? Or is it down here somewhere? Oh, they even have some Neumanns, a Neumann TM102, which is really cool. The Rode. They have more Shure. Here's the Warm Audio U87, $600. Let's pick that one. Okay, put that into our cupboard. Now let's go up to the filter again, and let's go 1,000 to 2,000. Let's see, what do we have in the cupboard? I want to make sure I got this right. We have oh no, I shouldn't have. I didn't do that right. So we have a $500 mic and a $600 mic. Let's remove this this Warm Audio. Let's get something that's spaced out price wise a little bit more accordingly. So let's get something from something around that $1,000 mark. So we'll go from say 1,000. No, we'll go from 500 to 1,000, but we'll pick something closer to $1,000. And again, you can do this any way you want. I just want to demonstrate this for you. Let's get something close to $1,000. Here's a Mojave Audio MA301 FET. This is a nice mic, $900. I've used this mic before. So I'll put that into our cupboard. Okay, now we're going to go to 1,000 to 2,000. Get the idea of what you can do here? Think about the possibilities of what you can do here. And wait until you hear this. This is going to be amazing. So let's say we have Lewitt mics. We have Neumanns down here. Let's get something. We have here's a Neumann, a TLM 107 1875. Let's pick that just because it's getting close to that $2,000 mark. And we should have 4 microphones in our cupboard now. We have one more for one more slot. We have 5 slots. Let's put something between $2,000 and $5,000. Let's pick something. This might be fun. So let's get something up around that $4,000 or $5,000 mark. Let's see. We have, let's see. What do we have here? We have inner tube. That's really cool. Inner tubes are really high-end mics. Let's see. Audio Technica. We have the Blue Bottle. Here's cool. The Blue Bottle. This is another popular microphone. Maybe not so much for the home studio, but in commercial studios, this is very popular. $4,000. Put that in the cupboard. Okay. So now once you have your cupboard full with your microphones, we can take these and we can drag these up into our 5 slots. Okay, so let's start with the cheapest one. Let's start with the MXL. We'll put that in slot 1. Then we'll go to the Shure KSM32. Then we're going to go to the Mojave Audio. Then the Neumann. Oops. And then the Blue Bottle. Oops. There we go. And then they also have this thing called a mystery mic where they actually pick one randomly so you can kind of test out. We'll look at that in a minute. So now we have our 5 microphones that we picked. Now, you could very easily go through and pick, all 5 microphones in one price bracket if you wanted to, but I just wanted to just show you a different, cost, across the whole cost spectrum. So now that we have that, we have a bunch of things that we can do here. At the top here, they have a player here, an audio player. Now, right now, they only have a couple of songs here. The LA song, which has a female vocal, and The Weeknd, which has more. It's more of a. No, The Weeknd is the female vocal. The LA Song is more of a rap kind of a tune. And from what I understand, they're going to be adding more tunes, more different varieties of music. But again, the site's fairly new, so they're just getting this started. And you can not only listen to it, that particular microphone on single tracks, like if you just wanted to hear it on a vocal, or if you just wanted to hear it on a piano or an acoustic guitar, an electric guitar, you can also have it on the entire band. So we have two choices here. Solo mode, which means we can solo up a specific track in the multi-track, or if we go over to stack effects, this is the full band, the entire mix, where this particular microphone was used on all of the tracks. Does that make sense? And so let's start with something simple. Let's go with solo, and let's just listen to this, let's say on a female vocal. So we're going to come over to Weeknd, okay? And we can loop this section of the vocal. Let's just play this back quickly so you can hear what it sounds like.
One break, two hearts, 3 days, forever you'll be gone.
Okay.
For you, 5 chords, 6 ways to tell you I was wrong.
Okay, so you can pick a section and you can just kind of drag over here, like I'm left clicking and dragging, and we can loop a section here. So we can loop this section, and then we can click on the individual microphones and we can hear what that vocal sounds like on these microphones. The other really cool, and that's really cool, right? Now, the other cool thing about this too is underneath the cupboard, right, our little icon down here, we also have notes that we can take. We click on notes, and as we're listening, we can write notes. What did we think about this? Did I like one over the other? And you can write yourself some detailed notes as you're kind of auditioning these different microphones, and it's all savable. So let's say you wanted to audition, 50 different microphones, and you couldn't remember what one sounded like versus another. Or did this one have more top end, or this one was a little more smooth? You can write yourself some notes and kind of keep track of what you thought about each microphone, which is cool. The other really cool thing is if you click underneath that, we have the frequency curve. They've actually given you, the microphones that we've chosen up here, the frequency curve, and they compared them to each other. And as I scroll over here, you can see the blue bottles in the color blue, the Neumanns in the color green, the Mojaves in the color yellow. Then we have the Shure in orange and the MXL in red. And you can see the frequency curves for each one of these. As you're comparing them, you can kind of look at the frequency curve of those to kind of give you another indicator of what the microphone could sound like. And as you click on each microphone, you'll see that in the frequency chart, that one turns bold. So the MXL here is in this bold orange because I clicked on the MXL. If I go over to the Mojave, you'll see the yellow is the bold line. So this is very, very cool. Very cool to see this. Okay. So now let's just listen to these microphones. Let's start with the $100 microphone, and let's just hear what this vocal sounds like, and then we can cycle through in real time the differences. Everybody with me? Let's check it out.
Friday night started with a bottle of wine. Saturday, wake up with you on my mind. And then on Sunday, I believe that you would always be mine. But on the weekend.
And you also get a display over here on the left-hand side that you can kind of, turn the microphone around 360. You can left click and scroll it around if you wanted to see the back of the microphone. They give you a nice high-resolution photo of it. Let's keep playing this loop.
Can be fine. Friday night started with a bottle of wine. Saturday, wake up with you on my mind. And then on Sunday, I believe that you would always be mine. But on the weekend, we can be fine. Friday night started with a bottle of wine. Saturday, wake up with you on my mind. And then on Sunday, I believe that you would always be mine. But on the weekend, we can be fine.
So what's really powerful about this, and the reason why I picked microphones at all different price points, is now we can compare a $100 microphone, and in our particular test case here, to a $4,000 blue bottle microphone. And we can say, how much better does a $4,000 microphone sound over a $100 microphone? Get the idea? Now, if anyone's been following me for any length of time and you've watched things like Recording Drums Made Easy and Recording in Studio One Made Easy, if you have any of those courses, you'll know that when I did those courses, I did them with very inexpensive microphones. And I say all the time when we talk about microphones that the microphone, sure, there's going to be some differences between these microphones. However, the microphone isn't the cost of the microphone is not nearly as important as the recording technique, the musician, the singer, right? Or if you're miking up a drum kit with inexpensive mics, the miking technique and how you capture that recording. So just for giggles here, I'm going to click through this $100 microphone, and then I'm going to bring it over to the $4,000 microphone so you can hear the difference. Now, again, you can see there's a frequency that are a little different, right? The frequency curves are different. The MXL's got a nice big bump here. It's 7 dB at about 13K, okay? And the Blue Bottle has not nearly as much of a bump in the top end, okay? But the rest of the frequency curve, if you look at these two microphones, all the way up until about here, until about 5K, they're pretty much the same. So it's really just in the top end is what the difference is between these two microphones. So let's start with the MXL, and then I'll click over to the Blue Bottle.
Friday night started with a bottle of wine. Saturday, wake up with you on my mind. And then on Sunday, I believe that you would always be mine. But on the weekend, we can be fine. Friday night started with a bottle of wine. Saturday, wake up with you on my mind. And then on Sunday,
I just got to stop there and say, how much of a difference do you really hear between a $100 microphone and a $4,000 microphone? It does sound a little bit different. The frequency curve would suggest it's going to sound a little different. But is it worth, what, 40 times the cost?
I believe that you would always
Here's the
be
MXL.
mine. But on the weekend, we can be fine. Friday night started with a bottle of wine. Saturday, wake up with you on my mind. And then on Sunday, I believe that you would always be mine. But on the weekend, we can be fine.
That's pretty killer. Now you can say, well, is it going to sound exactly the same in my studio as it does here? Of course, your environment's going to be a little different. Wherever you're listening to this demonstration is going to sound a little different than what I might be hearing. And I don't know how it comes across on YouTube, but I can tell you in my cans, sitting here and listening to the difference between those microphones, they are very, very subtle. Does the Blue Bottle sound a little bit better, a little bit more open on the top end? Yes, it does. Is that something that I couldn't fix with an EQ and mixing to get it close? No, I can easily do that. In the context of a full mix, are you going to hear the difference between a $100 microphone and a $4,000 microphone if the singer's a great singer and you have good mixing techniques and you use good EQ and compression moves in mixing? Probably not. So for how does this help the home studio user? Well, if you're in the market for buying some gear, and again, right now it's just microphones, but think about when they do, like I said earlier, hardware compressors, hardware, preamps. They said they're going to be doing plugins and software. And if they can do this in a very scientific way and go out of their way like they've done here to try to give you as accurate of a representation of what that thing is going to sound like, this really helps you be able to make decisions on if you're in the market for some new gear and you don't have the ability to buy all this shit at your home studio and try it all out. This is going to give you a much better, set of information to help make you make an informed decision. I think this is a hell of a lot better of a concept than, people on YouTube that randomly do product reviews. A lot of those times, especially with microphones, unless they're in a good studio and they have the right equipment and they know how to capture the stuff, it's very, very difficult. Not to mention you can't A/B those things side by side on the same source recorded with the same hardware. It's a true A/B comparison. So that's very cool. So you say, well, that's pretty cool. I can choose different microphones. Here's something else I think is really slick. They also have this thing called, come up here at the top right-hand corner. Is everybody with me, I hope still? We've got 36 people here still. We have a normal mode, which is what we're in. And we also have this thing called blind mode. And when I click on blind mode, look what happens. They shuffle the microphones and you can't see them. So you have to use your ears. So you don't have this where you look at a $4,000 microphone and you're thinking, like I was thinking, and like every normal human being would think, you would logically think that a $4,000 microphone should sound head and shoulders better above a $100 microphone, should it not? And you can convince yourself without even hearing the audio that that's going to sound better. What the blind mode does for you is it shuffles them and takes that all out. So you don't know what you're listening to and you don't know what it costs. So here's an example of that. And again, right now we're just doing, let's do this on a different source. This is the lead vocal. Let's say we wanted to do it on a piano, or let's do it on the full mix. Let's do it on the full mix just so we could hear it. Because now you have all the instrumentation in the mix using these microphones. So you should hear a more audible difference. It's not on a single source. But let's just go ahead and loop this section of the music and let's shuffle through A, B, C, D, and E. And what's great about this too is underneath here, you have notes. So as I'm listening to A, I can write myself a note, as I'm listening. When we get over to microphone C, I can write myself another note. So let's just try that. Okay, so here we go. So we're on microphone A and I have no idea which one's which now. They shuffled them around.
Friday night started with a bottle of wine. Saturday, wake up with you on my mind. And then on Sunday, I believed that you would always be mine. But on the weekend, we can be fine.
B.
Friday night started with a bottle of wine. Saturday, wake up with you on my mind. And then on Sunday, I believed that you would always be mine. But on the weekend, we can be fine. Friday night started with a bottle of wine. Saturday, wake up with you on my mind. And then on Sunday, I believed that you would always be mine. But on the weekend, we can be fine.
Here goes D.
Friday night started with a bottle of wine. Saturday, wake up with you on my mind. And then on Sunday, I believed that you would always be mine. But on the weekend, we can be fine.
Last one.
Friday night started with a bottle of wine. Saturday, wake up with you on my mind. And then on Sunday, I believed that you would always be mine. But on the weekend, we can be fine.
Very cool, right? Now let's go back and let's just pick a piano, or no, an acoustic guitar. Let's just hear a single source again. Here's A. So like I can write a note here, like to me, and again, I don't know how you guys are hearing this over YouTube, but to me, this mic B sounds a little more open than A to me. So I can say, sounds, I could spell more open than mic A. Submit. Okay, let's keep going. Oops. Okay, C and B sound very similar to me. Very, very close. So I'm going to say sounds very close to mic B. Okay, let's keep going. Let me know, which one do you like better in this little demo? Let's go to D. So mic E has doesn't have as much of a top end, so the top end is a little muffled or a little flat, or little, or a top end, not enough top end, right? So it's not enough top end compared to the other ones. Okay, So on this acoustic guitar, okay, then once you get through the blind test, if you go back to normal mode by clicking this little slider switch over here at the top right, and we go to our notes, we have a little notes section here. It's going to show us the notes that we took during that blind test. So here we go. So let's see, sounds more open than mic A. So the $100 here, how about that? So what I heard and what I wrote down is that this $100 microphone sounded like it was more open than an $1,800 Neumann. Okay, interesting, right? Really interesting when you don't see what the thing costs and you're just using your ears. I said that this microphone, the Mojave, which is $900, sounded very close to mic B, which is this $100 microphone. Interesting. I said that Shure didn't have enough top end, and I didn't really say anything about the Blue Bottle. But this is very, 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 very cool, I think. It's a hell of a concept because it kind of confirms things that I've been kind of teaching on this channel for a long time with gear, that the gear in and of itself, especially real high-end expensive gear, is great to have, but you don't need it, especially microphones. This is one of the reasons why the last several videos I've done, you see me do the Sweetwater studio builds. I'm sure a lot of you guys have watched those videos, and I go through and I picked out some different microphones, a different piece of gear, and I talk about the gear and why I picked it. And a lot of times I was picking very medium price gear, with the exception of one I did, which you haven't seen yet, the $10,000 studio build. I get some stuff that's a little bit more expensive. That video is coming out next week. But all the other videos, $5,000 and under, I'm picking middle price stuff because you don't need real high-end gear in the home studio environment. You really don't. And here's a great example how when you don't let your eyes trick you into thinking just because something's more expensive, it sounds better. Okay, in this particular case, I like these 5 microphones compared to each other. I like the cheapest microphone here for that acoustic guitar. Okay, we can listen to it on a piano if you wanted to listen to it on a piano, for example. Okay, you guys get the idea, right? What this does. So here's that piano on the Neumann. Here's the MXL. The Mojave. Here's the $4,000 Blue. Let's compare that to the MXL. I mean, that's almost scary how close that sounds. It's 40 times the cost. Really cool. Audio Test Kitchen. I would tell you guys, when you're done, by the way, you can save all of this. Oh, and they also have this thing called Mystery Mic, where if you just click on it, it randomly picks out a mic, I think. How did that work? What was the Mystery Mic? Does it show it? I forget how it does it. Oh, I got it to work before. I think you put it into the cupboard. Let me see. Oh, okay, so it picks it. Okay, here's a Telefunken U47. Here's a $9,000 microphone. $9,000. Here's a $9,000 Telefunken. To a $100 microphone. I mean, I gotta tell you, that's pretty close. That's not that far off. It really, really isn't. Very, 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 very cool. So when you're done with this, you can also now, I think you can share this. This is locked for some reason. I don't know if it's just some of this stuff is still in beta. Now you can come over here to the top left-hand corner. See where it says My Sessions? And you can save, it should load my session here if I saved it properly. Here it is. So here's my test session 1. Now, if you want to start a new session, you could start a new one. You can say, let's do, test session 2, test 2. And you can create, it'll always save this. And now you can go out and look for, in this particular case, because all they have is microphones, different microphones. So you can have a session for, inexpensive microphones. You can have a session for mid-price microphones and ones for high-end microphones, and you can compare them to each other in the same price bracket. You see what I'm saying? So we don't have to pick microphones all across the different price points. I just wanted to demonstrate that for you. But if you wanted to shop, you had say $1,000 budget, you can look for microphones from $500 to $1,000 and pick 5 brands that you want to check out. You can A/B them. Very, very cool. I really think this is a game changer, especially if they add all the additional pieces of equipment and plugins and stuff that they're going to do. Because it's done in a very scientific way, or as scientific as it can possibly get, it really does give you the ability to have that A/B comparison on the same source material recorded in the same environment with the same musicians. There's really no other way to do that unless you get all that gear in your studio, have the recording capabilities and whatnot, the gear to record all these different things, and then listen back for yourself. They did all this for you. And it's free. Here's the other cool thing. Last thing I want to show you. Let's open up test session 1. You can also go down to the shopping cart and you can buy them. And they show you where these things are being sold. How freaking cool is that? So I'm going to go to Sweetwater to buy my stuff, right? So I want this Neumann. No, I want this MXL mic. Well, this MXL isn't sold at Sweetwater. But you can go to B&H Photo, click on it, boom. Here it is. You can buy that microphone. How freaking cool is that? I mean, isn't that cool? Tell me that's not killer. Okay, if you want the Neumann, you want to go to Sweetwater, boom. Come on, there it is. You can buy it today. Countdown to Black Friday, $1,400 if you like that Neumann. How awesome is that? So not only can you compare everything, you can buy and shop from them right online. They give you all the different places, all the more popular online places to buy them from. You can compare the prices together. And this is where I think they get this price. They probably take an average, like the Mojave Audio at Vintage King is probably the same as it is at Sweetwater. Oh no, actually Vintage King is $9.99. And then at Sweetwater, it might be $8.95. Let's see. Oh no, look at that. Interesting. $13.99 for the MA300. Okay, is that what we had here? Oh no, see, that's interesting. Okay, so maybe this was the Mojave Audio 301 FET, and when I went to Sweetwater, it didn't bring up the 301. It brought up another microphone. Let me see if I click on this Sweetwater one. Okay, there it is, $9.99. Okay, so they're saying $9.99 on their website, but maybe someone has it for $8.95. Maybe that's why. Maybe B&H Photo. Up discontinued. I don't know. So I'm not sure exactly where these prices have come from. Again, prices change all the time, but just the fact that you can pick out the microphone you want, go right out and buy it. I think that's freaking cool. I think this is very, 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 very cool and gives you the ability to do all that. So I wanted to show that to you. I hope you guys found that cool. If you guys have any questions, I'd love to answer them. We lost a few people here. Maybe some people didn't like the test or didn't think it was really cool. But I think this is a very, very, very cool idea. Hats off. And they're not sponsoring this. These guys don't know who I am. I have never contacted this company before. I saw this through Graham at the Recording Revolution. He put a video up on it. When I saw this, my head almost exploded. I was so excited. I said, I have to share it with you guys. So this is just an unbiased opinion. I have no relationship with these cats at all. So there you go. So hope you found that helpful. Any questions at all? I urge all of you, go out to audiotestkitchen.com, create your free account and go and, do your own testing. See what you think. I think you'll be surprised that, at least with the microphone test, that, these real expensive high-end microphones don't necessarily sound better. Or they sound so close and nothing that an EQ couldn't fix. Anyhow, let's see who is here. And if anyone has any questions, I'd be glad to try to. So a few people is saying they like microphone C, which is the Mojave Audio microphone, which is cool. John said this is really great. Yeah, I think it's a very cool thing. Definitely a game changer. I would say this, if perfected as much as possible, and if they, again, get beyond just doing microphones and do other pieces of gear, This is one of the best resources you could possibly have for being able to decide what home studio gear you want to buy. This you won't get anything closer than this. Let's see. Sling Trader says, how different than DSP amp modeler like TH3? Better sampling? How is this different from the DSP amp modeler like the TH3? I don't know. I have no idea. It says it's a cool website application. Joe says, cool. What's a decent room mic for drums? Oh, any large diaphragm condenser microphone. I mean, what's a decent room mic? I mean, again, that $100 microphone's a decent room mic for drums. When I did Recording Drums Made Easy, if you haven't seen that course yet, Joe, where I did an acoustic recording acoustic drums, I used the $90 room mic to do that. So again, what's a decent room mic? They're all decent. Again, you could go pick up that MXL I just showed you for $100 and it would be a decent room mic. But this is a great website for you to kind of now check that out. Now they say they're going to be doing drums at one point, drums and cymbals and such, and I'm sure that will come into play. Right now, I don't know. And again, I know I took you guys off screen. I don't think they had. Did they have drums in and of itself? No, it was mostly vocals and stringed instruments and bass. I guess they didn't do drums yet. And again, I know there's only 2 songs here, and so my guess is they're going to be adding more stuff like that, so you'd be able to hear these microphones used in a drum room mic application. But yeah, what's a decent room mic? Any large diaphragm condenser could be a decent room mic. Anything else? Any other questions at all? Again, we've been on here about an hour. I thought this was really cool. Did you guys find this cool? Did you guys think it was worth coming for? Hopefully you did. Again, once again, go tonight. It ends tonight. Go over to Home Recording Made Easy. Get 50% off, special 50 in celebration of this special live stream. Get 50% off all the live mixing series and also Mixing Made Easy Volume 4. Okay, ends tonight. You only can get it during this broadcast. So if you haven't done so already, go over there and get those things. Those are great courses. You're really going to dig them, especially Mixing Made Easy Volume 4. So if we don't have any other questions, I'm going to head out. Again, if you're a mixingmadeeasy.net member, you'll know that tomorrow is our coaching call on YouTube here. We'll be on again 7 o'clock. And then this weekend, we'll be doing the live mixing series Volume 5 Part 4 or Part 5. We're going to finish up that mix, so you'll see me a couple more times this week on YouTube. Again, thanks for joining me for this special thing. I hope you found this cool. I really enjoyed it, and I'm going to leave this up on YouTube so other people might want to check it out as well, and check back often, because as I add more stuff, I think it'd be really cool for you. So until next time, I will see you guys very soon. Again, have a great rest of your night, and thanks for joining me, everybody. Take care.